I wasted $1,000 on hoodies, so you don't have to. These 8 popular hoodies are all different prices, and honestly, I wouldn't buy most of them. So I'm gonna quickly review all of them and then rank them from worst to best, and hopefully give you a good idea of the material quality, fit, and price of each. Everybody knows Carhartt, so I feel like this is a good baseline. The material is nothing special. It's a medium weight synthetic blend, which won't feel as good or age as good as pure cotton, but I get it for workwear. It probably helps with the moisture wicking. One detail I do appreciate is the classic Carhartt triple stitched seams, which honestly might be overkill for a hoodie pocket, but it does just give it this indestructible look and feel. Now, a couple things I dislike. Firstly, the cuff and waistband material, which is technically called rib knit. You can see compared to a classic rib knit, which is chunkier and has actual texture, the 1x1 rib just feels flatter and cheaper. That's just a small detail, but the big issue for me with this hoodie is how it fits. I wouldn't say it's bad, just mid. It's just a little too long, which subconsciously makes my torso look long and my legs look short. But all things considered, I'd say for the price of $60, it's a decent, dependable hoodie. Next up is the infamous Gildan. If you know, you know. I think I got this for 12 bucks, which makes it the cheapest of the bunch, but shockingly not the worst of them. It's made of a synthetic blend as well, but lighter weight than the Carhartt, so it feels cheaper right away. They also cut a corner here at the drawstring holes, which usually have rivets, so over time, these will obviously wear out. We do have the classic rib knit style on this, and the fit is actually not as bad as I expected, just a little tight and form-fitting for my taste. This next brand is called No Boundaries, which is a Walmart brand, and it actually surprised me for being only 20 bucks. It's got the similar cheap synthetic fabric, but the wash, design, and fit are all surprisingly modern. Nike gives us a bump in price at $70, but unfortunately, it's the most disappointing out of all of them. Not only does it have the 1x1 rib knit, it's way too big, and this pull cord at the hem is uncomfortable and awkward to use. The notorious Essentials hoodie is double the price at $130. But is it worth it? The fabric definitely feels heavier, but it's still 20% synthetic polyester. I appreciate the attention put into some of these details that make it feel more premium, like the seamless hood and rubberized branding, but it's got that 1x1 rib knit I don't like, and more importantly, the fit is awkward. I think it's headed in the right direction with the slight crop and oversized fit, but it seems like there's room in the wrong places, and it looks puffy and just feels awkward. I'm kind of sad to say this, but honestly, for the price, I expected more. Elwood has the first hoodie so far made of 100% cotton, and you can tell right away. It feels softer and heavier, and the wash looks more natural, like this hoodie could actually be decades old. There are some genuinely cool ideas here, I think, that set it apart from your average hoodie, like the split hood closure and the extra long cuffs and waistband, but unfortunately, I don't think they actually make the hoodie better. When I put it on, the long waistband just feels kind of weird. Like I don't know where it's supposed to sit on me, and I'd honestly rather just have a normal hood closure. I think that looks better than this. So for the $95 price tag, I think Elwood delivers on material quality and unique design, but I just don't think it's the kind of hoodie I would choose to wear over others. Represent also makes their hoodie with 100% cotton, and it costs a whopping $270. It feels heavy and premium, features authentic screen printing, these cool metal hardware accents, and this vintage washed indigo. I can't really say whether or not it's worth the price. Like, yeah, maybe a hoodie should never cost this much, but I will say that in this case, it doesn't seem like they're just inflating the price for brand's sake. Like, you can tell they actually put a higher level of intention and care into every detail, and they made something truly impressive. The only real downside is the price. So if you don't mind dropping almost $300, this hoodie definitely does not disappoint. If you haven't heard of Akimbo, their hoodies are basically the reason they exist. So let's see how good they really are. At $200, you'd be right to expect 100% cotton, and that it is. If you've noticed the pattern here, by the way, yes, there's definitely a reason cheaper things usually have a synthetic blend, and pure cotton things are more expensive. Obviously, cotton takes more work to grow, harvest, and turn into fabric, but it also just feels better and actually gets better over time because basically it's organic material and not plastic. And this particular cotton and is even more noticeably soft and comfy than the previous hoodie. The design is simple, but every detail seems to be done extremely well. Of course, it's got that classic rib knit we like, although I think I would actually like it to be a bit thicker, but that's okay because this is probably the best hoodie hood I've ever seen. It's double layered, constructed seamlessly from a single continuous piece of fabric, and it's incredibly comfortable. Again, let me just remind you, I'm not benefiting at all from doing this for Akimbo or any of the brands. Look at my subscriber count. I am in no position to be asking for money from these brands, and honestly, I don't have plans to. The real reason I'm doing this is because I'm in pursuit of crafting the perfect hoodie. And believe it or not, there are actually a few things I believe I could do better even than Akimbo. But that's for another video. You're here to see how this hoodie fits. And you might be thinking, this is just a basic hoodie, right? And you're right. Kind of. The average passerby, this might not look like anything special, but I believe even if they don't consciously think it, if someone saw you wearing this hoodie, they would immediately get the impression that this guy is effortlessly cool and unexplainably attractive because the fit and proportions are dialed. Look how the waistband falls perfectly, not too tight or too loose, right at my waistline, complementing my natural proportions. In comparison to the Essentials kind of awkward fit, or the huge Nike, or Carhartt just mid, even the Represent hood kind of fits funny. And so even though this hoodie isn't as expensive as the Represent hoodie, I still think $200 is kind of high, but that's really the only downside. Okay, for the final ranking, I feel like there are actually some hot takes here. Like the fact that the $20 Walmart hoodie I ranked higher than the Nike or $130 Essentials hoodie is kind of crazy. You see, I think anyone can tell between a good hoodie and a bad hoodie, but it takes taste to tell between a good hoodie and a mid hoodie. And the reason you should care, even if you're not interested in fashion like me, one, because you don't want to waste your hard-earned money on things that are poor quality, and two, because of the subconscious impressions people will make of you based on what you're wearing.